Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. If you were a person who didn't like the Acolyte, or you're happy or just relieved that the Acolyte got canceled, congratulations, you're a bigot. That's according to Twitter. You are a bigot for being happy or being relieved that the Acolyte got canceled. All right, and so for those of you who may not know, I'm a big Star Wars. Like a really big like Star Wars fan. You know, I even do like hot take. I do kind of like the prequels. I of course who doesn't love the original trilogy. I mean, I know who does like the original trilogy. These type of people on Twitter who have the trash on the original trilogy and the prequels just to boost up the mediocrity and the garbage that is Disney Star Wars and what they've produced. Like from the Acolyte to like the sequels with Ray, like Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, all those shows, man. It's a freaking mess. It's a freaking mess. The only good spotlight is Andor. Andor is the only good spotlight. But other than that, everything else is bad. But anyways, well, let's just stop with the yapping. Rev here covering. I'm assuming he's going to cover the people who are calling real Star Wars fans, like us, calling us that we are the toxic ones. We're the toxic people. We're the ones who are not real Star Wars fans. We're the ones who don't want, you know, to advocate for like, female led roles or, people of color have being a playing a significant part in like stories or whether it's TV shows or movies. I'll just say this real quick and then we begin. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your religion is. I do not care about like any of that stuff. My only not concern, but the only thing that I care about is you're playing a role in this movie slash TV show. Are you good at that role or are you not? If you did a terrible job at it or you did a bad job at it, you're gonna get critiqued for it. And if you did a good job at it, we're gonna say how good you were. That's just the way it goes. All right. I could care less about like whatever beliefs you believe in, or whatever. I just want a good TV show. I don't care who the lead actor or actress is. Make the show and movie good. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So let's face it, it's been a very rough year for the Star Wars franchise. Many people are predicting that Star Wars Outlaws is going to be one of the biggest flops in the gaming industry this year, and likewise, Star Wars The Acolyte was a very disappointing series.
It
And
will.
many people who are fans of The Acolyte have always tried to deflect any criticism directed towards the series or its creators. In fact, when it was revealed that the audience score for the series was below 15%, fans of the series said that was the product of misogyny and racism. On top of that, journalists came forward to say that this low score was not embarrassing for the show and its creators, it was embarrassing for the people leaving negative scores.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's embarrassing for the people who don't want to watch the show or who do watch the show objectively and say that the show isn't good. It's embarrassing for these people to say how bad the show is objectively. But it's not embarrassing for the people who write the show and who produce the show. It's not there no, it's not embarrassing for them. It's not embarrassing for them because they're the ones who are given the $180 million budget to make this show, to have lesbian space witches literally on the screen right now. A freaking lesbian space witch coven and Star Wars. No, no, no. It's embarrassing for us, the people who want the show to be good and offering it actual critique and giving instructions or even offering advice as to how to make the show better. No, it's embarrassing for us. Not for the writers though. For us. Sure. Let's go with that logic.
On top of that, this show was just a disjointed and boring mess that somehow managed to make the concept of lesbian space witches lame. In fact, the show itself gives the South Park parody a run for its money.
Put chicken and make her gay.
The star of the series, Amanda Stenberg, release a diss track on her critics that she labeled as bigots while there were still episodes left to air. So
I would also like to say this real quick. if you are a actor or actress, right, and you're starring in a role for like the upcoming TV show or whatever, crazy advice. I know, crazy advice. Call me, you know, call me freaking Albert Einstein of what I'm about to say here, but I think it would be best if you didn't attack the main demographic of audience that that is or that are going to watch your show. I don't think it's a good idea to make a diss track trashing on the main demographic of people who watch who are going to watch your show. Or like in this situation, a famous IP, it's like Star Wars or like Star Trek even. It's like I don't think it would be a good idea if one of your main actors or actresses made a diss track and calling your main demographic, which in this case is men, calling them biggest incels, like nerds. Like I don't think that's a good idea. But hey, call me freaking crazy. Call me crazy, right?
So color me shocked when 2 days ago it was announced that The Acolyte has been canceled after one season. Yeah, I hope you were sitting in your chairs for that unexpected twist right there. This is what
Yay!
failure looks like. Imagine having a $180 million budget and one of the most beloved and profitable IPs out there with generations of fans,
Where's the
and
money,
you can't even
Leslie?
get past the first season. Now, just like with the previous discourse that was happening while the show was airing, now people are trying to deflect any criticism that was directed towards this series in wake of its cancellation. Let's see some of the excuses and deflection that these fans of the series are trying to make. So here's one tweet saying,
Yeah, of course, people are going to deflect and like not blame it on the show. They're going to blame it on the toxic fandom, as they would like to say. Um, but yeah, I'm already predicting there's going to be a it's all because of you toxic men. It's all because we're the real Star Wars fans and not them. The show got review bombed before he even got the chance, and yeah, I'm expecting those type of like complaints or excuses that are gonna come from these people. I mean, this is Twitter after all. So, but let's look right into it. Let's see.
The Acolyte being canceled is just another example of toxic internet hates. The show never got a chance to breathe, and half the people hating on it have never even watched an episode. It's not my favorite piece of Star Wars content, but it certainly didn't deserve to be axed.
Yes, it
Another
did.
user saying, ironic how the people claiming that the Acolyte killed Star Wars are now responsible for killing Star Wars stories and characters before they had a chance to.
Before they had the had a chance to find their feet and grow. If you're telling me that it's gonna take you an entire season for you to have your characters to find their feet and grow as you would like to say it. If you're gonna tell me it's gonna take an entire season for you and for your characters and like your story or your show to do that, then I don't know. Call me crazy, but I don't think that show is gonna do well. I mean, depending on the context of like what the show we're talking about, some shows it's like we kind of like have a good idea of who the characters are and like what story we might expect from them, and like I don't know, maybe freaking first, maybe within the first four, 3 to 4 episodes, maybe. But it's like, come on, really? And also, I love how it's like killing Star Wars stories and characters. It's like what stories and characters were told in the Acolyte. The only story that I got from the Acolyte is evil is good, and yeah, there is no repercussions for the actions that you have committed. Anything bad that you have done, there are no consequences. Like literally, like what story? The story that the Acolyte is trying to tell is that evil is good. Being evil is actually good. It's like shocker.
Find their feet and grow. That is so ridiculous. Imagine that pitch to the studio. Yeah, I'm gonna need $180 million to make this series. The first season is really just planting the roots. It's gonna get good in the second and third season.
Like that.
That's
Like
when people are
who?
gonna start tuning in. And oh, by the way, we're gonna need another couple rounds of $100 million budgets for those as well.
Like who's gonna
It's
do that?
ridiculous. You shouldn't need a whole season to plant your feet in the ground here. You should be good from the start. Why do you think series like Game of Thrones were so successful? Did it take them multiple seasons to rope
No.
you in? No, it was good right from the start.
it's like, come on, it's like we know it's Disney, right? And Disney, when it comes to like, we know how Disney operates when it comes to their own like shows, whether it's Disney, Marvel, or Star Wars. But even Disney knew that the Acolyte was this bad, and it was like, yeah, I don't listen. We, we want to burn money, sure, but it's like we're not gonna burn money like that now. I mean, come on, like at least get a viewership, right? But I like how even Disney was like, yeah, no, eh, yeah, even we got like think big picture, like corporate, like a corporation here. We're like, yeah, this show's bad. This show is awful. We gotta get out of here. You just get out. On to the next one. On to the next project.
However, we see more excuses like this user saying, anyways, a huge, gigantic FU to everyone who review bombed this without even watching. Either these people are very disingenuous or they are just naive as to how all this works. If this show is profitable, it would get another season. The review bombs
True.
don't mean nothing when it comes to whether a show gets a second season or not. It could have a 1% rating on the audience score, but if it was profitable, there would likely be a second season. And I think all these claims we just looked at and some of the further claims we're going to talk about.
Oh god, I can already tell just by I can already tell just by the color of her hair. I can already tell there's gonna be some buzzwords. There's gonna be some buzzword terms spewing out of her freaking mouth like fire. I can already tell. I can already tell just by looking at this person. All right, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she isn't. This is the type of person who'll do this. I don't know. We'll see. Let's find out.
Are greatly reflected in this TikTok. Let's listen to what this person had to say.
Yeah, let's see.
So the Acolyte was canceled. And it doesn't really matter whether or not you liked the show or not. Because the truth of the matter is, regardless of whether or not you liked this show, it was set up to fail from the beginning. When the Acolyte was first announced as a female-run show with Leslie Headland at the helm, starring a black femme and a diverse cast of characters, unlike we had seen in a Star Wars project before, the review bombers took to the internet before the show even had a chance to air. Amanda Stenberg, who not only gave a phenomenal performance as Osha, but also as her twin sister.
Did she say Amanda Stenberg gave a phenomenal performance? Again, I said this like at the beginning of the video, but again, it's like her happy emotion, blank face, sad emotion, blank face, angry emotion or angry face is a blank face. Like it's like confused, blank face. What do you mean phenomenal performance? This is the type of garbage and dribble that these people will say just to come up with like any excuse they could come up with just to try to get this show a new season. Now, this may sound crazy, but I actually wouldn't have mind a second season of the Acolyte. I want to see because usually when shows are bad shows like that, especially with Disney Star Wars or Disney like Marvel, they usually double down on this type of stuff. But again, it is a little surprising to me that they straight up cancel it. And they canceled it on the freaking guy's birthday. Manny, I forgot his last name, but the guy who played Quamir and the Acolyte, like they canceled the show on his birthday, which I see as a blessing for him. Like, go work on other projects, my guy. Go somewhere else. Stay far away from Disney and Star Wars. Just focus on something else for now, cause this ain't it, Chief. This ain't the right time to come join the Star Wars universe, especially under its current management.
Had no choice but to stick up for themselves and defend herself against the vitriol and bigotry that she was receiving because Lucasfilm did not protect her. Lucasfilm didn't do anything to protect the cast and the crew of the Acolyte from all of the bigoted ideology that they were subject to throughout the course of this show airing on Disney+. I understand that the Acolyte did not do as well as, say, The Mandalorian, but the viewership was not bad, and it was actually the second most streamed Disney Plus project this year. But the precedent this is setting to cancel.
Yeah, question. How many freaking Disney stream projects were there this year? Like, that's the type of, like, BS freaking numbers that they like to throw out. It's like, well, it actually was the second most viewed Disney project this year. And it's like, oh, really? How many Disney projects were there out that were out this year? Like, how many? It's the same situation with Velma, where it's like, Velma is the most viewed animated show on HBO Max, and it's like maybe that's because it's the only animated show on HBO Max. I mean, you guys did have Infinity Train, but you got rid of that for some particular reason. I think some of it was like due to like money, but I don't know. Either way, Infinity Train was thrown out there, and there were a couple other like HBO Max cartoon or animated shows that were there, but they got thrown out, and so Velma was the only one there. So it was like, yeah, of course it has the most viewer. Of course, this animated show is the most like viewed animated show on HBO Max because it's the only one there at the current moment. Like it's the only one there, so it's like of course it's gonna have viewership. Not
For the
surprising.
show just a month after its finale aired without even allowing the show to breathe or get a second season where it would have been able to work out the kinks that it did have is very scary and
Well, let's see. Kinks, whatever kinks you're thinking, I assure you, there were a lot more kinks that you may be thinking. Like, let's just go down the list. There's fire in space. That's one. Um, a village, the lesbian witch coven like village or their homes, which are made out of stone and rock, was burned to the ground. Yeah, try to figure that out. Okay, so that second burned down. Okay, what's the other one? Yeah, the terrible like mindset, like flip flop fickle mindset of May, where it's like at one point she's like, I want to kill all the Jedi, and then later on in the series she says, you know what, I'm turning myself into the Jedi, and it's like, wait, why? It's like, well, my sister was alive, that changes everything, and it's like, I feel like if that changes everything, then why didn't you just give yourself up? Because you saw her and she and this was like an episode, I'm trying to remember, guys, episode 2, I believe, when May, or no, Osha had the stun gun pointing at May saw that Osha was alive, so it's like, if your sister, so at that point you already knew your sister was alive, so if that changes everything, you would have been turned yourself into a Jai, but you know what, even if you say, okay, she was trying to run away from the Jedi, at that point she was already scared. It's like, okay, the same episode where she said she was gonna turn herself into the Jedi, literally when the Jedi pull up to kill Narkers, I think I forgot the Wookiee's name. I'm butchering it right now. But the Wookiee's like Jedi house, which that's where May was. They pull up to his house, and so later on in the same episode, right, guys? The Jedi pull up to kill Narker's house, and so May is like, she's gonna turn herself into the Jedi, but when the Jedi come to the house, she doesn't go out and like put her hands up and like submit herself to the Jedi and let herself be captured. Instead, what she does is fight one of the Jedi that which I think was I forgot what her name was, but it was the freaking, it was the other like female character, but she I think she drop kick May for some reason, even though she's a Jedi, but drop kicks her and was about to put her under arrest, and it's like, okay, that's a good thing, May wants to get captured by the Jedi because she knows her sister alive. No, she proceeds to fight the Padawan, or not even yeah, the Padawan, the Jedi Padawan, and she May just escapes. This entire season needs to get rewritten by an actual writing team.
very concerning. Because what Lucasfilm is doing with this decision is allowing the bigots to win, allowing the bigots to run with this and decide, even if that's not the original intention of canceling the show, that they have won, that they are correct, that Star Wars needs to be white and male, and it can't be anything else.
So again, it doesn't have to be white and male. Nobody cares about what the gender or race is. It just, is the show or movie good? Okay, then that's what we care about. Doesn't matter who's the freaking lead actor or actress. Is the freaking show good or not? If your identity of your show is just, oh, we have queer people in it, then you're not gonna get anybody to watch your show. Like you're advocating for a very 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 small minority of people who identify with that, and that's not enough viewership. So like the whole idea of like, oh, it has to be white and male. No, it just has to be a good show. Just make the show good, and you won't hear people complaining about it.
Okay, so let's address the many different claims she made during that TikTok, beginning with the claim that the Acolyte got very good viewership. That is clearly not true if they're not getting a second season. Okay, if it was a
Exactly.
profitable, very heavily watched series, they would likely be getting a second season. And on top of that, they already had a very steep hill to climb with a $180 million budget, which clearly they weren't able to achieve the viewership they were looking for. And on top of that, there's a lot of deflection of responsibility here, basically saying people didn't want to tune in because of a strong female lead, which is ridiculous because if you look at Star Wars itself, Rogue One had that, and it succeeded very well and had a very good audience score, almost 5 or 6 times higher than the Acolyte. So that's a ridiculous claim.
True.
And on top of that, if you look at the industry right now, House of the Dragon is doing great. If what she was saying about the Acolyte was true, then House of the Dragon would not be succeeding the way that it is now. And you see other people raising the power of many. This is something people that have been raising all throughout the premiere of the Acolyte and in its aftermath when it was canceled. You see this person saying the finale of the Acolyte was tailor-made to set up a season 2, and the fans truly deserve to see where it could have gone. Ignore the people who don't want it. We want it. Who's with me?
You and 10 other people are with you, my guy. You go ahead. Yeah, that's who's with you. You and 10 other people. You and the 10 other people who freaking read the High Republic books. Yeah, you and those 10 other people, you can advocate for the Acolyte while, oh gee, I don't know, let's just say at the top of my head, maybe hundreds to thousands, like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Star Wars fans are gonna be like, nah, this show is garbage. Let's move on. And some of us may have been advocating for season 2 just to see more garbage come from like the people who made this. But hey, it got canceled, so it is what it is.
Well, clearly not many people because the show got canceled because likely didn't get any good viewership. And on top of that, remember, I don't know if people saw this when it was happening. There was a little trend going around called There Are More of Us, where many different content creators were saying, there are more of us. You know, the hatred and the criticism of the show is just from a loud minority. The majority of us are receiving this show very well, and we love it, and we want more of it. And now people are saying that in wake of its cancellation.
And so that yeah, this is what I was talking about, by the way, earlier. Where it's like literally happy face, blank face, scared face, or scared, blank face, tired, blank face, sad, blank face, jealous, blank. Like there is no range of emotion in her face. Nothing. There is literally nothing. That's just being a bad actress. Like there's no range. You can. It's all the same. All the same. But anyways, look. What I was gonna say earlier was if it really was a loud minority of people who didn't like the show, this loud minority of people were the ones who were review bombing and say how terrible the show was. If that's true, the show would have gotten season 2 regardless. Because if the majority of people, according to that person earlier, here you go. Remember, there are more of us. If that's true, then in that case, then you guys should have gotten season 2. By that logic, there should already be a season 2. But there isn't a season 2. I wonder why. Is it because the actual minority of people is the minority of people who like the show, and the majority of people, which are the real Star Wars fans and the actual fandom, the people who actually follow Star Wars and knows Star Wars, they're the ones who were saying that the show was bad, and that's why the show did get season 2. Maybe that's why. But no, these people will say that the minority is the majority, and that's why it's like you can't take whatever these people say seriously.
People, they refuse to acknowledge that maybe the show just wasn't very good. Maybe, for example, people are critical of Amandla Stenberg in her main role because maybe she didn't do a very good job. Maybe she didn't have the range that was necessary for this role. And on top of that, her attitude towards fans is ridiculous. It was one of the reasons why people had such a spiteful attitude towards her. She dropped a diss track on Star Wars fans as the show was still airing. And I already know the preloaded response to what I just said. People say, no, Rev, that wasn't a diss track on Star Wars fans. That was a diss track on bigots attacking the show. Well, Amandla and all these people defending the series, they label anyone who criticizes the show as a bigot. So I don't really think that is a fair label to give to this situation. They're basically labeling anyone who criticized the show or didn't give it a chance a bigot because they believe somehow their motivation for all of that was because they're racist. And on top of that, that is the narrative they're trying to go with, saying, congrats, bigots, you won. How does it feel? There's always this narrative, even with like the gaming industry.
To answer that question, it feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. I mean, make massive W. Anyways,
right now that people just want things to fail. No, they don't. People like seeing accountability. If a show or a product sucks, it gets canceled. That's a good result because we shouldn't be rewarding mediocrity in the entertainment industry. But on top of
exactly.
that, people want something good. Just because something is criticized doesn't mean it was doomed from the start, and also that everyone who's going after something is just some hateful bigot. On top of that, a lot of the responses people are having to the cancellation of the Acolyte are looking at
They canceled the Acolyte because they couldn't stand the sight of two hot people of color holding hands, but I will always remember. Yeah, I don't care. It's like Ray Low all over again when people freaking were shipping Ray and freaking Kylo. Like again, this is what Star Wars has become. It's become shipping. It's become fan fiction. It's become what's the other one I'm looking for? It's become uh it's it's basically become like, oh my god, they're so cute together, or oh my god, he's so hot. Like that's what Star Wars has become now. That's what Star Wars has become, and that's not Star Wars. But these people will claim that this is Star Wars, but hey, it is what it is, right? These people will claim that that's what Star Wars actually is, but it's not.
things throughout the show that really just focus on the traits of the actors that were involved with the series. You can see this tweet. They canceled the Acolyte because they couldn't stand the sight of two hot people of color holding hands, but I will always remember. Here's another one saying, shameful how many people hate in good shows led by women. Then complain when nothing new or original is made anymore. I'll always love this show, and no one can take the joy and excitement this show brought to many of us. The force is female. Suck it, incels.
So, real quick, wait, no, 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 bring that guy, bring him back, bring him back, bring him back. See, this little paragraph right here by this guy is the perfect screenshot capture, or yeah, screen capture of what's wrong with current Star Wars. Well, House of Dragons, like Rev said earlier, like House of Dragons is looking pretty good right now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, crazy, call me crazy, right? But anyways, it's like, can you name like like I don't actually know myself, but can we like name the list of like shows, like good shows, right? That actually have like good critic and audience scores. Can we try to find lists of like all of them that have been led by women? I'll probably look it up. I'll most likely look it up later after I'm done recording. But maybe because there's like not that many like good shows, whether it's with female or male roles. But in this situation, it's like maybe there's not that many good shows that are led by women, right? And that's not like a freaking dislike, or that's not like a Chaos doesn't like women or anything, or Chaos thinks women can be good lead roles in movies or TV shows. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter who the role is, if it's male or female, the show has to be freaking good. And also, I thought Wonder Woman was really good. I actually like, yeah, Wonder Woman the movie, but Wonder Woman 1984, nah, not that good, right? And that's not because it's Wonder Woman. It was Wonder Woman. She's a female lead role. It's because it's because Wonder Woman was a really good movie, in my humble opinion, right? But 1984 wasn't a good movie. Same actress, same female like lead, like it's the same person, but one was good, one was bad. It literally does not matter. And also, I don't think people who are saying how bad the Acolyte is are also complaining that there's nothing new or original being made anymore. I think if anything, Disney should try and stop trying to be new and original, and they should stop trying to appeal to modern audiences. They need to stop trying to appeal to that demographic and actually make good movies and TV shows where it isn't about freaking politics and trying to like send a message or trying to push an agenda, right? But listen, they're not gonna. listen to me. They're not gonna listen to the people who agree with what I'm saying. They're just gonna keep doing what they're doing, right? It's Disney, you know. They're a freaking $1 billion freaking corporation. They'll do what they want. But right now, the stocks is looking bad for them, and only time will tell if they will learn their lesson. We'll see, though. We'll see. Also, forces
Now,
female, yeah,
suck it,
cringe.
incels. Here's another one saying hashtag the Acolyte getting canceled because incels couldn't handle a sexy black girl and sexy Asian man serving evil villainous romance. Holy tick.
This is what Star Wars has become, ladies and gentlemen. You know, yeah, it's just like it's like I thought, you know, Star Wars was just a story about like good versus evil, you know, the dark side versus the force. No, that's what Star Wars used to me. Now Star Wars is just about a boy and a girl doing evil together in such a romantic way. Like, get your freaking fan fiction out of my freaking IP. Freaking pathetic people. God.
TikTok language right there. But anyways, did you notice something in those past couple of tweets? Did you ever see them call the actress by their name, like Amanla, or even label them as the main actress?
No.
They just keep referring to them as black girl, Asian guy.
Yeah, black girl, like that's not right.
It's not about
like it's not about the fact. It's not about Mandela. It's not about Quamir. It's about, oh well, she's a black girl. He's an Asian guy. Like these same people are morons because they're the like they're the ones themselves who are. Now this is like racist, but this isn't like racist, but it's like you refer to them like, oh yeah, just as you know just like the black girl and like the Asian guy, like, and you're accusing us, and you're saying we're in the wrong. This is how you refer to them. You're not even saying their names. You're just basically saying, oh yeah, they can't handle a black girl and an Asian guy. Say the names of the freaking actors or actresses. So you're just referring to them as this. Like, come on, really?
the character they're playing, their performance. It's all about physical traits.
It's all about, yeah, it's all about
on,
race.
and clearly a part of some sort of agenda that they're trying to push here. On top of that, you see tweets like this saying, Disney really just said F you to so many queer, people of color, and non-traditional Star Wars fans, all because this show got review bombed to hell and back before it even came out. Which, again, the review bombing excuse is ridiculous. But on top of that, isn't it funny to see how Lucasfilm here tried to pander to a certain target demographic, and then that demographic is still not happy and blames them and is angry at them? And on top of that, you see tweets like this saying, I'm really tired of sharing the franchise I love with toxic, misogynistic, immature racists and constantly seeing them being catered to, even though the rest of us have been here all along, wanting new and fresh stories that connect deeply with all of us.
Okay, stop the cap. Let's just stop the cap there. It's like you've been catered to, and not just with Star Wars. Not just with Star Wars. You act like no. Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, or like I'm sorry, Kenobi, right? Mandalorian. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Boba Fett. We already said the Acolyte. The freaking Star Wars sequels with freaking Rey. You're gonna get a Rey movie, and it's not just Star Wars as well. The Marvels, She-Hulk. Like, you've already been catered to already for the past, I will argue, decade. And there's a reason why Hollywood is in the state that it's in. We're still in the downward spiral, by the way, of like Hollywood descending into like the darkness of like mediocrity and like just producing garbage. You know, it's like, it's not surprising whatsoever. Like you have been advocated, or not advocated, but you have been, like, catered to and given these shows where there are female led roles and all this other stuff. You've been given the shows, you've been given the movies. They haven't been doing well, not because they're female led, but because they're terrible shows. Call me crazy, but I don't think people care about who the lead actor or actress is. They just want a good freaking show and a good freaking movie.
Deeply with all of us. Here's another one saying, canceling The Acolyte is one of the worst decisions ever. It was a series that was finally pushing Star Wars into new, fresh directions and was set up for an even better second season.
What fresh directions was The Acolyte pushing for? What fresh directions? What they pushing for? Really, really? Bunch of babies couldn't handle that. Uh, I can't read what that is. Bunch of babies couldn't handle that. Now we'll be stuck with more of the same forever. Oh no, we'll be stuck with more good television. We'll be stuck with good movies. Oh no. Guys, we're gonna get stuck with another Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Oh no. No, this is bad. No, not another Deadpool Wolverine movie. Not like the sequel to it, but like a movie like Deadpool Wolverine. Like, oh no, this is bad. Oh jeez. Not another good TV show. Not another like House of the Dragons. Oh. Oh shucks. Man. Oh well.
But a bunch of babies couldn't handle that, and now we'll be stuck with more of the same forever. Now, this thread really captures the victim mentality of a lot of these fans of the series. They're trying so desperately to paint this narrative that they're the victims and that these evil, terrible people who criticize the show are the reason it's not getting a second season. So let's read this thread. It says, a Disney Star Wars defender tries to fabricate death threats, gets caught, and scrambles to delete all their posts. Let's begin here. This user says both sides have extremes and that there's all kinds of toxicity flying around and threats. Where the original poster of the thread says, show me the receipts then. And here is the receipts of these death threats this person's receiving on a personal level. And as highlighted by the original poster here, this person left this comment underneath their video. However, this account belongs to the person sharing the screenshot because they forgot to crop out the reply bar here where it shows that they have the same profile picture.
Oh, you stupid motherfucker. You dumb, you dumb, you are a freaking moron. You forgot to crop. That's hilarious. These people are freaking dumbasses. Oh my. Make a fake account, make it seem like, see, we are getting attacked. It's like, bro, you just created that freaking alt account. We see you. You freaking dumbass. Oh my, that's hilarious. Wait. No. Let's just go back real quick. Oh no. Dude was like, where's the receipts? Here's the receipts. Bro, why does it say add a reply? Is this your alt account? Wait, no, I mean, freaking dumbass.
Receiving on a personal level. And as highlighted by the original poster here, this person left this comment underneath their video. However, this account belongs to the person sharing the screenshot because they forgot to crop out the reply bar here where it shows that they have the same profile picture. And if you go to the actual account, it was created on the day the screenshot was made. So this person literally
freaking dumb. Oh my god. People are that stupid. People are just that stupid, man.
Created a burner account, left a threat underneath their own video, and then tried to pass it off as someone else threatening them. That is very pathetic. But overall, this whole discourse is very interesting. It's interesting on the one hand to see how Black Myth Wukong is having so much success after being attacked by the media and activists everywhere. But then on the other hand, the Acolyte that was propped up by these journalists and these activists is now failed. And that is a very good thing to see. That is how things should go. If you make a bad product, you shouldn't get any support. And if you make a good product, you should get support. But that is all for now. Very interesting discourse. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Great video by Rev, man. As always, he always comes out with some of the best videos covering the freaking garbage on the internet, and just calling out the people for saying the most dumbest stuff and claiming that the things that they like or whatever is it's like no, like it's actually good, but instead it's just not. Like, these are the same people who, like, it's just pathetic, really. They will go to, it's like they'll go to like freaking like lengths just to make it seem like our show is good, and no, those people who don't like the show are the toxic ones. Like, they will create freaking burner accounts and post negative comments on their own videos just to say, see, there's people who do hate it. And it's like, bro, that's your alternate account. You forgot to crop out the freaking reply button at the bottom. And also, this account was just made the day that we asked for receipts. You freaking moron. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Make sure to check out Rev Says Desu. Like he comes out with great videos, and I recommend like give him a couple. I could recommend give him a like and like see a couple of his videos because they're really good. But yeah. Moral of the story today here, folks, is it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter who the lead actor or actress is. Make the movie or show good, and people will praise it. If it's and if the movie or show is bad or garbage, people are gonna say how bad and garbage it is. That's just the way it is. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think, you know, am I and like the main Star Wars fans, are we being too harsh on the Acolyte, or is the Acolyte really bad and we're just and it deserves to be like called garbage or like being called a terrible show? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Stay tuned for the next video when honestly I might consider getting Black Myth Wukong and streaming it on Twitch, but that's probably for like another day. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. It would be very appreciative. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.